You have probably wondered how things would be if you could read other people's minds, but logic alone won't tell you the whole story about anybody. It's a well-known fact that we get over 55% of our information through non-verbal communication. Mimics, gestures, and other body movements can unmask a person and tell you what they really think or feel. It's about knowing beyond words what other people want to say. It's about sensing what they truly mean, even when they say otherwise. You don't need to be a top-notch interrogator to figure out what is going on in someone's head. The signals are always there. All you need to do is know what to look for and be open-minded. Do not let your emotions and past experiences influence your impressions and opinions. If you judge people easily, it will cause you to misread people. Be objective in approaching every interaction and situation. When you understand how another person is feeling, you can then adapt your message and communication style to make sure it is received in the best way possible. In this video, we will be exploring the top 10 body signals that you can use to read anyone instantly. The following tips can give you insight into the true motives behind people's behavior, but it's not foolproof. When analyzing someone's body language, keep in mind that these techniques will not apply to everyone for 100% of the time. Certain factors such as culture and a person's general body language habits must be taken into consideration to accurately decode nonverbal cues. Number 1. Eyes and eyebrows. The eyes are frequently referred to as the windows to the soul, since they are capable of revealing a great deal about what a person is feeling or thinking. When you're communicating with someone, pay attention to whether the other person makes direct eye contact, which indicates that they are interested and paying attention. Avoiding direct eye contact can indicate boredom, disinterest, or even deceit, especially when someone looks away and to the side. Looking down is a common sign for nervousness or submissiveness. Glancing at something can suggest desire. For example, if someone glances at the door, this may indicate a desire to leave. Glancing at a person can indicate a desire to talk to him or her. Looking upwards and to the right during conversations might mean the other one is lying, while looking upwards and to the left indicates the person is telling the truth. The reason for this is that people look up and to the right when using their imagination to concoct a story, and look up and to the left when they are recalling an actual memory. While light levels in the environment control pupil dilation, emotions can also cause small changes in pupil size. When cognitive effort increases, the pupils will most likely dilate. For example, you may have heard the phrase bedroom eyes used to describe the look someone gives when they are attracted to another person. Highly dilated eyes can indicate that a person is interested or even aroused. A person's blinking rate can also speak volumes about what is going on internally. Blinking rate usually increases when people are thinking more or are stressed and uncomfortable. In some cases, increased blinking rate indicates lying, especially when accompanied by touching the face, particularly the mouth and eyes. Infrequent blinking may indicate that a person is intentionally trying to control his or her eye movements. For example, a poker player might blink less frequently because he is purposely trying to appear unexcited about the hand he was dealt. Number 2. Mouth. Smiling is an important nonverbal cue to watch for. There are different types of smiles, including genuine smiles, fake, and creepy smiles. While a genuine smile engages the whole face and shows that a person is happy and enjoys the other one's company, a fake smile only uses the mouth and is meant to convey pleasure or approval, but suggests that the smiler is actually feeling something else. A half smile is another common facial behavior that only engages one side of the mouth and indicates sarcasm or uncertainty. You may also notice a slight grimace that lasts less than a second before someone smiles. This typically suggests that the person is hiding his or her dissatisfaction behind a fake smile. Covering the mouth or touching the lips with the hands or fingers while speaking may be an indicator of lying. A few fingers, a palm, or even a fist near the mouth helps us not to release the words we don't want to say. Sometimes this gesture is disguised by fake coughing. Mouth expressions and movements can also be essential in reading body language. For example, chewing on the bottom lip may indicate that the other person is worried or insecure. Number 3. Observe the head movement. The speed at which a person nods their head when you are speaking indicates their patience or lack of it. Slow nodding and tilting the head sideways usually means the other person is interested in what you're saying and wants to continue talking. Fast nodding, on the other hand, may be a sign that the person has heard enough and wants you to finish speaking, or wants to speak himself. Tilting the head backward can be a sign of suspicion or uncertainty. People also point with the head or face at people they are interested in or share an affinity with. In groups and meetings, you can tell who the people with power are based on how often people look at them. On the other hand, the less significant people are looked at less often. Number 4. Look at the other person's feet. The reason people unintentionally communicate nonverbal messages through their feet is because they are usually focused on controlling their facial expressions and upper body positioning, that important clues are revealed through feet movement. While standing or sitting, a person will generally point their feet in the direction they want to go. So if you notice that someone's feet are pointed into your direction, this might be a good sign that they have a favorable opinion about you. You can also use this to determine group dynamics by studying the body language of people involved, particularly which way their feet are pointing. For example, if someone appears to be engaged in a conversation with you, but their feet are pointing in the direction of someone else, it's likely that he or she would rather talk to that person, regardless if the upper body cues suggest otherwise. Number 5. Gestures and hand signals. Gestures can be some of the most direct and obvious body language signals. Look for a particular hand signal, such as the other person putting their hands in their pockets or a hand on their head. This can indicate anything from nervousness to outright deception. A clenched fist can mean anger in some situations or solidarity in others. Supporting the head with a hand by resting an elbow on the table can indicate that the person is listening and is holding the head still in order to focus. Supporting the head with both elbows on the table, on the other hand, can indicate boredom. If the person you're interacting with is holding an object like a pad of paper in front of you, it serves as a barrier that is meant to block you out. However, keep in mind that many gestures are cultural and have a completely different meaning in various countries. For example, forming a circle with the thumb and index finger while extending the other 3 fingers usually means okay or alright. In some South American countries, however, it's a vulgar gesture. Number 6. Examine the position of the arms. Think of a person's arms as a doorway to the body and the self. If a person crosses their arms while interacting with you, it is usually seen as a defensive blocking gesture. Crossed arms can also indicate anxiety, vulnerability, or a closed mind. However, if crossed arms are accompanied by a genuine smile and overall relaxed posture, it can also portray a confident and relaxed attitude. When someone places their hands on their hips, it is typically used to exert dominance and is used by men more often than women. Number 7. Paralanguage. Paralanguage is nonverbal communication, such as your tone, pitch, or manner of speaking. The tone and volume of our voice can tell much about our emotions. Sound frequencies create vibrations. When reading people, notice how their tone of voice affects you. Ask yourself, does their tone feel soothing, or is it abrasive, snippy, or whiny? Basically, it's a fancy way of saying that you need to pay attention to how someone says something. Number 8. Proximity and personal space. Have you ever heard someone refer to their need for personal space? Or have you ever started to feel uncomfortable when someone stands just a little too close to you? Proximity is the distance between you and the other person while you're interacting. Standing or sitting in close proximity to someone is perhaps one of the best indicators of rapport. On the other hand, if someone backs up or moves away when you move in closer, this could be a sign that the connection is not mutual. Anthropologist Edward T. Hall described 4 levels of social distance that range from 6 inches to 25 feet. However, keep in mind that some cultures prefer less or more distance during interaction, so proximity is not always an accurate indicator of affinity with someone. For example, people from Latin countries tend to feel more comfortable standing closer to one another as they interact, while those from North America need more personal space. Number 9. Is the other person mirroring you? We are wired to read another person's body language. Mirror neurons are built-in monitors in our brain that reflect other people's state of mind and are used to mimic the other person's body language. When you see someone you like, your eyebrows arch, facial muscles relax, the head tilts, and blood flows to your lips, making them full. If your partner doesn't reciprocate that behavior, this person could be sending you a clear message. He or she doesn't like you or isn't happy with something you've done. Try changing your body posture and see if the other person changes theirs similarly. For example, if you're sitting on a table with someone and rest an elbow on the table, wait 10 seconds to see if the other person does the same. Another common mirroring gesture involves taking a sip of a drink at the same time. If someone mimics your body language, this is a very good sign that he or she is trying to establish a rapport with you. Number 10. Posture. Posture can convey a wealth of information about how a person is feeling, as well as hints about personality characteristics such as whether a person is confident, open, or submissive. There are two major types of body posture to look out for. Open posture involves keeping the trunk of the body open and exposed. This type of posture indicates friendliness, openness, and willingness. Sitting up straight may indicate that a person is focused and paying attention to what's going on. A closed body posture, however, involves hiding the trunk of the body, often by hunching forward and keeping the arms and legs crossed. This type of posture can be an indicator of hostility, unfriendliness, and anxiety. Sitting with the body hunched forward can imply that the person is bored or indifferent. It takes time to learn how to read people accurately. No lone gesture or word necessarily means anything, but when several behavioral aberrations are clumped together, take notice. And of course, there are exceptions to every rule. By keeping these principles in mind as you build your powers of observation, will greatly enhance your ability to read others, understand their thinking, and communicate effectively. If you found value and enjoyed watching, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos.